Assalamu alaikum. How are you all students? Today I am your teacher, Miss Saima Khurram. In this session, we are going to be dealing with the concept of science. Now, as you have already seen in the previous lectures, that our ancestors, our forefathers, they have discovered and advanced in science by observing the phenomena and the objects that are around them. They have discovered fire by rubbing stones, and now we have harnessed the power of an atom. We have learned, we have discovered nuclear energy and used to run the nuclear reactors, the nuclear submarines, and gigantic ocean liners. But earlier, when we didn't have all this knowledge, man was a victim to all the natural events and calamities, like the floods, like the extreme heat, extreme cold. At that time, he was at the mercy of all these natural disasters because he didn't know how to overcome these problems. But with the passage of time, he learned to, for example, let's say, take the example of floods. He learned to tackle floods by making dams. Not only it stopped frequent flooding, but also it reserved water for irrigation. So, science has made the world that we live in much more easier. Now, we have things happening around us with the press of a button. We are all surrounded with various machines. So basically, science can be summarized as the knowledge which has been and could be obtained through observation, experimentation, hypothesizing, testing, synthesizing, and organization. Okay, so now science is a vast name, it has various branches. You are already familiar with quite a few, for example, biology, chemistry, physics. You are already familiar, but these are not the only branches. There are various, there are even sub branches of it and other branches as well. Some of the branches are on your screen at this moment. Okay, so in order to understand this, let us distinguish the things that we find in our environment. Okay, so we have the living things and the non living things. Okay, so the study of living things may be summarized under this branch of biology, right? Whereas the study of non living things may be summarized under the study of matter. Okay, so right now let us consider the former one, that is the study of living things, which we termed as biology. So it is basically all the living things that we are having around. The study of that is biology, but it is a vast name. It is also further categorized into various branches. We are going to right now categorize the living things into two, that is animals and plants. So the study of plants is given the name of botany. Now includes all the various types of plants. Okay, so the study of plants is in the name of botany, and the people who study this branch, who research in this branch, are given the name of botanists. Okay, now let's move on to the other branch, which is the study of animals. So it is given the name of zoology, and similarly, the people who research or who work on this branch are known as zoologists. Okay, now apart from these animals and plants, that is zoology and botany, we have another branch. We know that we have microorganisms all around us, right? The tiny organism which we are not able to see from our naked eyes, that is bacteria. So there is another branch of biology which deals with the study of these microorganisms, and it is given the name of microbiology. Usually deals with microorganisms like bacteria, microbes, unicellular. Okay, so now we have another branch of biology that is given the name of science of nutrition. Okay, so this basically nutrition, as the name suggests, it deals with foods, its constituents, and its nutrients value. Okay, how much of the which food is packed with how much nutrients. So all this comes under the category of the science of nutrition. Okay, so now we have the other thing, the other part, which is the study of non-living thing. As I earlier said, the study of non-living thing is the study of matter and energy. Now it also has a lot of branches in it. The first branch that I'm going to discuss over here is physics. So we know that we live in a world which we have so many moving things like moving air, moving water, which man has already utilized to its benefit, moving automobiles, trains, etc. Right. So the this branch of science which deals with force and energy which is required to make all these items move. So this branch of science which deals with force and energy is called physics. Okay. It basically deals with the study of matter, energy, force, motion, and all their interaction. Okay, so apart from physics, mathematics is also associated with the numbers. So, mathematics is also a branch of science which is dealing with physics. Let's move on to the next branch, which is chemistry. We have all around us various sorts of objects. Now, when you look onto them and you ponder deeply into them and you try to figure out what materials these are made up of, what are the ingredients, and what is the composition of it, so all this study comes under the category of chemistry. So, chemistry is the study of materials, how they are made, and how can they be changed to form new material. Okay, and the people who study this branch of science are called chemists. Okay, okay. Now the other branch of science is geology. It is basically the study of earth, the materials which it is made up of, and the structure of those materials, right? So obviously the resources, the natural resources which we are having around us, they we dig them normally from under the earth crust. The ores, clay, sand, all these things, coal, oil, coal tar, petroleum, all these things we find under the earth crust. So it is the branch of science, geology, which deals with the study of all these materials under earth and the study of different layers of earth, their composition, what material it is made up of. All this comes under the branch of geology, and the people who study this are called geologists. They normally tell us that okay, so and so area is rich in gold, so and so area is rich in copper. So these are the people who basically tell us this. So we are going to wind up our lesson till geology, and we may continue inshallah in the next lecture from a strong